My name is Josh Fullerton. I'm an employee with RPS in Belfast, and I've been involved in the ARCZero sampling project this summer for the past 4 weeks now. We are currently on John Gilliland's farm up in Derry, and we're in what's described as silver pasture ground at the minute. We're about to take a sample, our carbon sample as well as a bulk density sample here. Right now I'm just labeling up my bags, so there will be a carbon sample for 0 to 10 meters or centimeters, apologies, and there will also be a carbon sample right beside that for 0 to 30 centimeters, which will be 2 bags, one of which is for Queen's University and the second of which is for the laboratory NRM. So I'll label up the bags. My colleague Matthew, he will show you how we grid out our system of where we take the samples.
Hi guys, I'm Matthew McGilton. I'm a soil scientist, soil ecologist, here with Josh working on the ARCZero project. And today I'm going to show you how we lay out one of our plots. So this is our proposed plot. It was picked through randomization when the project was designed. So the first thing we'll do is we'll take a GPS coordinates so we know where it is for the analysis, and for later on when we want to come back and resample, we know where to go. So that's sorted. And then after that we'll lay our 1 by 1.5 meter plot. So 1 meter across, then the midpoint, and then 1.5 meters down, just like this. And then when Josh has finished sampling the bags, we'll take our 0 to 10 soil cores and 0 to 30 soil cores. Hopefully the ground's not too hard, won't be hammering too much. So this is for our not the 10 core. This is just
We're just discarding the end because it went a little bit deeper than 10. So that is roughly 10 centimeters now.
Yeah. And we'll do this in six locations around the plot to create both the weight needed for analysis and to create a composite sample to get a representation of the whole plot.
Yep, all good. So we've just done our 0 to 10 centimeter core. So now we're moving on to our 0 to 30 centimeter core. The way we do that is we have a 15 centimeter core here. So we will go down the hole once, just put the sample into the sample container, and then go back to that same hole and go down again 15 centimeters, which will double up to 30 centimeters. That's how we get our full 30 centimeters. Okay, so we've just done all 7 of our 0 to 30 centimeter plots. Now we have them in this box. So what we need to do now is mix them, just so it's a fully representative sample, a composite sample. So we just do that simply by giving it a good shake around. So that's everything mixed up in there, and from there we will now bag it into the Queen's bag and the NRM laboratory bag. So 50-50 in weight. We're aiming to get over the 200 gram mark. Matt, do you want to grab the scales and we'll see what these are coming out as? That's come out as 210 grams, which we're happy with. We'll try this one. That one's just come out at 220 grams, so we're happy with that.
Yeah.
So at the end of our sampling, I've got a little site book here. So this is where I just make a note. It's called our field card. So we'll make a note of everything. So the first thing we're looking at is the slope of the site. It's graded on a scale of 1 to 7. I'd probably call this a 1. So I was just write down here, slope equals 1. And then we're going to describe the soil as well, what our ground conditions were. First thing we start off with is how wet it is or how dry it is. So given the recent weather, there's been no rain the past few weeks, so I'm just going to write down the soil was dry or very dry. The next thing we're looking at is the consistency, the general sort of description of the soil. Is it sandy, is it clay, is it peaty? So for that, we're probably going to say it was sandy with a slight bit of clay at that greater depth. So I'll just write that down. So sandy with clay beyond probably about 10 to 12 centimeters. And that's basically how we do our field card. So that's the whole sampling procedure. Okay, so we've just done our carbon sample, and within this particular field portion there is also a bulk density sample needed to be taken. So we take that just beside where we did our carbon samples. So I propose the location will just be right here, just beside it. So the first thing we need to do is create a 5 centimeter hole from 0 to 5, because the bulk density will be taken from 5 down to 15 centimeters. So I'm just going to scrape away the first 5 centimeters. Which is roughly that. And you just want to make sure there's no grass or anything within that. So we take our bulk density ring and we get this into the soil with our hand to start off. Make sure it's nice and level. We give it a little stamp just to start it. And we put our piece of timber just on top. And Matt is now going to hit this into the ground with the sledgehammer until basically level with the ground level. So go ahead, Matt. Maybe one more, a couple more maybe. Perfect. So as we can see, it's now fully in the hole. We just drilled a few wee holes in here to allow the air to get out, and also to let us know if we have indeed got soil in the ring. So now comes the task of getting it out. So we'll just dig around each side, being careful not to disturb the bulk density ring. So we'll go from each side. Dig around it. And just gently prise it out, trying not to disturb the bottom so nothing falls out. Matt, you want to come around and you'll make sure we don't lose anything. So I'm trying to get this completely underneath. Gently, oh, can be tricky sometimes, but that's what we aim to get there. And as you can see, it's a pretty good representative sample of what we were aiming to go for. So we'll just sort of shave off anything on the bottom. We'll leave that little stone in.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much how we get it. So now Matt's gonna whack the soil out, keeping it in the box obviously. Keep it nice and low. It can be very tough at times depending how clay the soil is.
Yep.
Out.
Oh, not yet. There we go. Empty. That's everything. That's the
Now
thing.
Matt's just going to bag it into our bulk density, B10 for short.
All in here, make sure we get everything.
It's a big bit.
Roots and everything.
Yeah, they're part of it, the roots go in.
So we end up with bulk density sample just like that. Straight out of the ground.